What's up guys, Beckham is here, and today I'll be reviewing Powerpuff Girls 1998, Season 1, Episode 1 and 2, Doggy See, Monkey See, Doggy Do, and Mommy Fearless. Yeah. So you guys might be saying, Beckham is, why are you doing it in airing order, TV order? Because that's the way I'm watching it, so if you don't like that, just watch inside next episode. This episode starts off with sugar, the intro, sugar, spice, and everything nice. That was the ingredient to create the perfect little girl. But Professor Antonio actually adds the ingredient to the concoction, chemical X. Then the Powerpuff Girls were born using their ultra superpowers. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. Anyway, so this episode starts off with the narrator saying, "Oh, now everyone's sleeping. Are you trying to work on your invention, Professor?" And then we see, oh no, someone's not sleeping, and they're taking a newest dog-head statue, and that person seems to be Mojo Jojo, and the narrator's like, "Mojo Jojo, saying so. Please say the Powerpuff Girls are on the case." And basically the Powerpuff Girls are on the case. And they're like, "Did you see anything, museum creator?" And he said, I only saw nothing. I only saw something until this morning when I woke up and discovered it was gone. So Mojo starts his plan by turning everyone into dogs. And so he even turns the talking dog into, the talking dog is already a dog, but he turns the mayor and Miss Bellum into dogs. And we actually see Miss Bellum's dog face. And Mayor starts talking, and he's like saying, "It's Mo, wow, 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 wow." And then he starts, before he can say it's Mojo, he starts turning into a dog. He starts speaking dog language to the Powerpuff Girls. They're like, "We gotta go see the professor." But then Professor's like, "Bow wow? Bow wow, 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 wow. Because you gotta turn into a dog too." Bow wow, 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 wow. So the Powerpuff Girls are like, "It's Mojo, isn't it?" And so they fly off to fight Mojo. But Mojo turns them into dogs. I'm gonna call them Butter Dog, Blossom Dog, and Bubbles Dog. So Blossom Dog is almost knocked over the newbie's head when Mojo's like, "Good job, I almost caught that. That almost broke, and that would have been a bad idea." I'm not very good at Mojo impression, am I? And then they knock it over, and then Butter Dog knocks it over, turning everyone back normal, and turns Mojo into a dog. And then Mojo's like, and then the Powerpuff Girls are like, "Hey Professor, can we keep him?" And he's like, "Yeah, you just gotta do all the dog stuff and keep him from fighting, keep him from doing villainy." And once again, the day was saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. And now we go into Mommy Fearless. So this episode starts off with Professor tucking the girls into bed, and we can realize that Professor's kind of lonely. He has no wife or girlfriend. He has to raise these kids on his own, and that's why I kind of relate to this professor. Not relate, but I can notice. You can't always relate to Professor Italian because he's the best character in this entire show. You can always relate to him. He always teaches you stuff, but yeah, you can kind of like relate if you know, like, not me, but yeah, Professor Tonium just wants a girlfriend. So when he goes to a supermarket, he discovers her name is I'm a Good Lady. That's her name, and she you know, like, she falls for the professor instantly, and they go on a date. And the professor's like, hey, you can move into my house, and she's like, sure. And then she immediately like, hey, professor, can we talk a minute? Let the girls alone. And he's like, sure, see ya. And that's when she immediately switches on a dime, and it's basically like, oh, your attitude isn't working. You are not going out there. You are not fighting crime. You are staying in here, and you will fight, and you will be like normal kids. Yeah, switching on dime, and yeah, and she starts, and one day she starts saying, "You gotta clean up," and they clean up with their superpowers, and she says, "No, using your superpowers, you gotta fight like you gotta clean up like normal children." And you know, he's like, "Wait a minute, the Powerpuff Girls fighting like cleaning up like normal kids? This is bad and boring." I can agree. This is boring, and yeah, and yeah, and and the girls, they go out to fight crime, and when they come back, Iron Girl is like, where have you three been? You are grounded. And they're like, grounded? And then she says, oh, Professor, the girls were hurting her and all this stuff. And I was just trying to look out for them, and they go behind my back and be disgraceful. They like crime. And when I was, they just run away. When I was, he's like, girl, I guess you're grounded. And I'm good. Just runs out. It's like, why is she running out of the house? And and the mayor calls the girls, and he's like, Sedusa is stealing from me. And he's like, wait a minute, Sedusa? And yeah, and they're like, oh, we'll talk to Sedusa when she gets home. And they're and and yeah, yeah. So she's like, oh, the girls are like, oh, where have you been? I'm a good lady. And she's like, I'm talking to the professor about this. And she's like, oh, no, you're not, Ima. We mean Sedusa. And turn and reveal that she's actually Sedusa. And yeah, she even took Auntie from Bubbles, which was one of the awfulest moments. Because I kind of like Auntie and Bubbles. So anyway, they fight, and they fight, but then Professor comes home, and she's like, oh, Professor. She lies to Professor again and says, oh yeah, Professor, the girls were just attacking her when she came home one day. Came home. And he's like, girl. And he arrested you, saying, he's like, girl, we're gonna seduce her back in prison. And yeah. And then, at the end of the episode, another good lady comes, another nice lady comes, and the girls are like, and then Nelly's like, oh no, we can't, oh no, it's happening again, we can't let that, you know what to do, girls, and then he's like, and then he says, once again, that day is saved, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. Ending the episode. Okay, so, these 2 episodes were pretty good. I really like these 2 episodes. Mojo and Susa. They were good villains. I'm really excited to see what this show has. Second time watching. I watched it before. I liked it, so I watched it again. And this is my second time watching because I like it. Okay? Wait, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next Powerpuff Girls 1998. I almost said 2000, but 1998. I'll see it. Yeah, that's when the show came out. It ended in 2003, 2004. I think it was 2004. Yeah. So, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you next Powerpuff Girls 1998.